for Equal Experts for the last 2 years, and I'm in the industry as a developer past 8 years now. So this talk is completely going to be non-technical. You can just sit back and relax. You don't need internet. And this is something that I felt to share to you guys because it has been helping me from a long time, and it is not a theory that we usually learn every day, like skip the meetings and just stay away from distractions and to increase your productivity. It is something natural that I have been practicing for a long time, and it is not something that I have read at a single place. It is collated from different places, and I'll be happy to share. If you have any questions at any point of time, just raise your hand and we'll take the question right away so that we don't forget the context. Yeah, and okay, so I am in this industry for quite a while, and all I do for the past few years is I wake up in the morning, I just see the time and oh, I'm late, I don't have breakfast, I rush out of the house and reach office, somehow take bath, reach office, and then start working. It is not affecting my productivity in any way, but I thought that I could improve my lifestyle and I could lead a good life. So what I do, I wake up, I come to office, I travel through the traffic, I don't have breakfast, I come to office, start working, keep working till lunch, go eat lunch, any junk food, whatever I get downstairs, just eat. Again work, have some snacks, oily snacks or whatever, then go back home, eat something or I don't, and then I sleep. So that's my usual cycle. But at the end of the day, I don't have any physical activity. There is absolutely no physical activity that I'm doing. But still, after going home, I feel very tired, and that is very different because as a manual worker, if you are working at a building, if you are building a house or something, you are doing a manual work every day, and that will definitely make you tired. But sitting here all day, doing nothing but just the brain work is making me tired. So that is something curious, and we need to investigate what is going on. So okay, I read about so there's that baby. So I read about this somewhere that this baby, what he does, he keeps playing all day. He keeps playing all day. He's tired physically, but even after you go home in the evening, he's like ready to play again. And people who have kids, they can connect easily that you go home and your kids want to play, and you cannot spend time with them because you're tired, doing nothing. You're just tired. You're just mentally tired, and that's why you can't do it. So in that talk, there was a very peculiar thing that the guy said, that why is this guy not tired? He's doing physical work all day, but he's not tired. The reason why is because he doesn't have any thoughts of his past or his future. He's just living in the present. And that is why he is just not tired, even if he's doing all the activities all day. But we live in a society, we are social animals, we have to interact with people, we are not babies, so we cannot do that. But the reason why he is not tired is that because he doesn't have a past thought and a future thought, he's living in the present. But we have a family, we have things to do, we have work and everything, so we have to do that. So anyway, so what do we do? As IT employees, we think going to the gym will solve our problem. We go to the gym and it's the same thing. In the gym also we are tired, we just don't want to work out. We apply for a whole year's gym, we pay around 20k for the whole year's gym, and we end up going never. And after a couple of months we just drop the whole thing. But again, if you don't have physical strain, then so you are just trying to replace your strain. I mean, you just want to go to the gym just to make some physical effort. But actually, as software employees, our main thing, the asset to us, which is earning us money, is our brain, and we do nothing for it actually. So what do you think? So gym actually gives you the energy and whatever. It gives you the kick. It will flex your muscles and everything. But it doesn't help your brain in any way. It will definitely circulate your blood, which goes there. But those thoughts, those family thoughts, the code didn't compile, the things didn't happen to me, and those thoughts are always there in your mind. You're driving, you're in your shower, you're just walking anywhere. You just have those thoughts inside. So let's take our first question. So how many IT workers do you think meditate at least once a week? Those are the options. 50% of the IT workers, 20%, 10%, or 1%. Everyone's right. It's 1%. 1%. No, this word meditate is a very abused term. It is meditation doesn't only mean that you sit at one place and keep calm and just close your eyes and do it. It is not possible for a person who's having a family to disturb, who's having a kid, who's like busy all the time. So it is not possible. 1% is the right answer. So what do? We don't exercise. We don't do things to exercise our brain, but still we are working. We think that we are productive. How do we do that? So what we do, we either meditate, which is of the 1%. We smoke. We have tea or coffee, which increases our caffeine levels, and yeah, so that's how we stay active. So to keep your brain healthy, what we take is we take tea, we smoke, we drink, and we go for a weekend outing. So there was a census which a March 2015 Indian Express poll on IT employees. They asked a bunch of people about what are your habits among these. The 73% of people said that they smoke. Tea and coffee, 96% to keep their brain active. Drinking alcohol is 82%. Outing, 70% of people go outing, and nothing, 3% of people do nothing of all. And this is a poll on Indian Express on March 2015. You can go verify. So we know the defects of all of them. They give you energy for limited amount of time, but at the same time, those smoking, drinking, they'll give you pleasure. It's okay for a while, but not every time. You cannot be living on that all the time. They give you energy for a while, but again, you have to do it again to get the energy back. So what do you do?
What's wrong with weekend outing?
There's nothing wrong. There's actually nothing wrong. But sometimes you can't make it, and it is again a temporary thing. It's again a temporary thing that after a weekend, you always live for the weekend. As an IT employee, I understand you're a student. You aren't into this industry now, but once you come into the industry, it is usually with everyone. I mean, you just live for the weekend, right? Yeah, everyone does the same.
Yeah.
So.
I realize that weekend outings are more stressful nowadays because of traffic wherever you
Exactly.
Everybody wants to take the weekend out, so everybody is out over the weekend.
Right.
The second thing is everybody signed up, but very few turned up.
Alright, so let's come to this thing called the brain gym. The brain gym is nothing but exercising your brain. Meditation is the first thing that will give you the correct exercise of your brain, but only that 1% of people who are really dedicated and have time for it can actually do it. Visit a psychologist. This is a very abused term. I mean, if say that I visited a psychologist and I spoke to someone that I visited a psychologist yesterday, he says to psycho, right? Don't. Yeah, he says to psycho hai, and इसीलिए you had to go to a psychologist, and that word spreads multifold. People just know that वो psycho है, उसको psychologist की ज़रूरत है. But it is very wrong and very badly abused term, because you have a knee pain, you go to a knee doctor, you go to a bone doctor, and you get it repaired. If you have something wrong in your mind, there is nothing wrong in going to the psychologist, and it is not wrong. He will tell you ways how to minimize the stress. He will tell you ways how to get around things which are bothering you. So it is actually a brain gym. Okay, meditation Not possible for everyone, practically it is not possible, fine. Visit a psychologist, very abused, go for it, don't worry. And don't tell it to anyone if you think that it is something which is bothering you. Okay. Stay happy. Stay happy is something that we could do. But it is again not possible. But we can make it possible with some ways. Alright, let's. Yeah, let's just go through some practical ways of how we can just be happy. Alright, our second question of the day. So there was a Forbes survey. Dimag garam ho gaya. This is the thing that is the most spoken word from an IT person when he reaches home. Dimag garam ho gaya, nahi ho raha. And so how many employees tend to think about quitting their IT job because of stress? This is a Forbes survey. I think it is also of 2015, I'm not sure. But what is the number, do you think? There is 100% also. But that is probably not true. But tell me what is the percent?
67.
67, sir.
Okay, yeah, 67 is very. How did you know?
I participated in the survey.
There's also one. There's also one.
No, but one.
Yeah, so just think 67% of the people after going home, they think that there is a lot of stress in their work and in what they do. And still they cannot quit because there are multiple reasons. They are just settled and that is the only thing they can do. Right? They cannot switch their jobs because they have huge mortgage loans. And that is the truth of this industry. We have to live with it. Anyway, so yeah, that survey actually made a lot of sense. So, do you think that stress is because of the work we do here? Is software engineering really so tough? I mean, with all the support, with all the forums and with all the documentation we have online, do you think software engineering is really tough? I mean, we hardly do any challenging work. We just do stuff which we do every day. Really, there's nothing stressful in it. So what makes it very stressful? Yesterday I was just not able to debug one jQuery problem. I gave it little time and it got solved. So it will get solved because it is software and you can make it solve. We are very good engineers. We have been serving this industry for a long time and we are capable enough to do it. So why still take stress? So it is not the work which is making us stressed, but it is the things around which make us stressed, and we actually tend to blame the industry for it. So, there is this thing of a 2-day weekend. Why do you think that we have a 2-day weekend? And now it's been so abused that people are thinking of a 3-day weekend, right? So. Initially, why was Saturday and Sunday a holiday? Because of the Christians actually go to church on Saturday, on Sunday. Now, so they thought that let's call that a holiday. Now, what Jews said is no. For me, I want to go to the church on Saturday. So that's my thing. So okay, let's say both are a holiday. Now Muslims will say that Friday is also a holiday, but it didn't work out. So Saturday and Sunday, that's why a holiday. But now NASSCOM, which is governing body of all the IT companies in India, if any IT company is working on a Saturday or on a Sunday, including the other days in a week, they can be penalized. It's NASSCOM. It's a rule with NASSCOM that Saturday and Sunday they work. Why? Why is this a thing? Because the amount of mental stress, I think that NASSCOM actually tells that the amount of mental stress that an IT employee goes through is not worth more than 5 days a week. So that's why you can be penalized if any company is doing it more than 5 days a week. Okay. So software engineering is not tough. It is very easy. We have all the things. We have a AC office. We have a place to work. We have people to talk. We have a lot of forums. We have a very good internet connection. But still we think that software engineering is tough. So it is not the software engineering, but it is actually the job. It is actually the habits which we have around what we are doing. So let's see what we do at our daily routine. We wake up, late night sleep, tension, some don't get sleep, insomnia. Breakfast usually tend to skip, commute, big traffic, stress, work, ego clashes with team members, client problems, code not compiling. Right? That's the only problem that is there in the whole thing. Lunch, bauxite. Tea and snacks, oily, fine. Commute again in the traffic, rain. Go home, family troubles. TV, internet, mobile phones, WhatsApp, pinging all the time, problems. Dinner, tummy full. Sleep with a stomach ache. And you have an insomnia again. So this is the cycle which we follow every day. Alright, let's take our next question. So, what do you think is the most abundant disease due to stress in the IT employees?
Diabetes.
Heart disease.
Diabetes.
Okay, it's in an order. So can you order them?
Oh, okay.
Heart disease, then diabetes, then lungs, then liver.
Heart disease. Diabetes, heart disease, lung disease. I will say liver and lung.
Okay, I can tell my right. Okay, so diabetes. The percentage of IT employees having diabetes is 77. Heart disease comes next with 72. Liver is 22 and lungs is 50%. So okay, this. What do you think causes diabetes? I mean, it is particularly due to stress. That's the thing we call it is stressful. It is particularly due to stress. Diabetes is the most occurring because I think most of us already know diabetes is because of the blood sugar levels increased in our body, and our body is not able to control the blood sugar levels. So, due to stress, the blood sugar sugar in your blood increases, and the liver secreting the insulin is not able to control the blood sugar level, and hence diabetes. And that is the most abundant disease. I know people who are just fit today, and just tomorrow they are diagnosed with diabetes, and after that they have a very bad life. Having diabetes is the worst thing you can ever have. Heart disease, you do angioplasty, I think you're through for a while. Right? But diabetes is the worst. It'll keep killing you
Slowly.
time after time. It is a very bad disease. Liver disease we already know because of our eating habits. Lung disease because of smoking and whatever. Smoking, lung disease also is abused that people who smoke can only get lung disease, but no, because we live in a society where there's a lot of pollution. Every day we have to come through the traffic, it's our fate, and anyone can get a lung disease today. Alright, this was a survey by Economic Times at 2012. So it may have changed the order, but this was the thing. But anyway, enough of scares. We already know how grave situation we are living in today. But let's see. So दिमाग गरम होता है, ठंडा करते हो उसको. So the one mantra to avoid all of these is just the first line. It is never half-ass two things, whole-ass just one thing. Ron Swanson is a fictitious character in one of the shows of NBC, and this dialogue of him got really popular, and it got quoted in a lot of psychology things, psychology talks and all. So what it says, never half-ass two things and whole-ass just one thing. So if you're bothered about more than just one thing at one point of time, then you have a problem. So human brain is not programmed to do multitasking. It is just not programmed to do multitasking. It is we can just claim that I am a great multitasker or whatever, but you can't do multitasking. It's the reason why we have invented machines, or we could have done everything. Right? Imagine how. So we all take bath, right? So right. So there is a whole new channel in Reddit. Reddit is a big community forum. So there is a whole new channel dedicated for shower thoughts, because shower is a place where you innovate the most. Followed by no, it is true. It is true. Shower is the place you innovate the most. Why? Why? Because you only do one thing at that time. You are not capable of doing any other thing at that time. Because you are in water, you cannot do any other thing, right? And shower thoughts first. Then there is an idle walk. You go for a walk. Don't carry your phone. Just keep walking. You'll get some thoughts. And driving. That's the only thing you could do. So let's now look at the things which we can practically do in our everyday lives. So yeah. So wake up. You have a late night sleep. Maybe next day it will be cured. But don't wake up with an alarm. If you wake up with an alarm, that means that you are disturbing your sleep, and you have not completed your sleep cycles. You will definitely wake up unhappy. And if you are accustomed to wake up with an alarm, there's something definitely wrong. You have to change your lifestyle. Start music on your speaker. Don't put it on your ears. Start music on your speaker. As soon as you get up, start music. Music theory has done wonders, just not to humans, to plants as well. So there was a study conducted in some college where they had a bunch of plants. Each room had a speaker, and there was just one room without that speaker, and they played a song regularly to that bunch of plants. And after a brief period of time, they found that the music theory had helped the growth of plants as well. So it makes a lot of sense, and you can just put any music on the speaker, the music you like. You don't have to listen to only the music which is concentration on that type. So yeah, eat a banana. It's a very weird term, but eat a banana, very useful. Banana is called a happy fruit, very happy fruit. It just doesn't cure your digestive problems, but it also helps you remove anxiety and all. And that is just one banana a day. So there is a thing with one apple a day keeps a doctor away. I don't know. I mean, apple didn't do any wonders for me. So banana, it is regarded as a very happy fruit. Apart from the digestive improvements that it does to us, it keeps us from anxiety. And all you want in the morning is to feel fresh, right? You do something wrong in the morning, and it will carry throughout your day, and that will spoil your productivity. Eat a banana. Don't get wired to your phone for the first 1 hour. What we do, we keep the phone under our pillow, and right after we wake up, that has the alarm, right? So that has the alarm, and to turn it off, that's the moment we start looking at the phone. Once you look at the phone, there are a lot of mails, a lot of Twitter, a lot of WhatsApp, and you are wired in. Gone, the day is wired for you. So don't get wired to your phone for the first 1 hour. Talk or view outside. So while the time you're not looking at your phone, talk to people in your family. Talk to the roommates if you're a bachelor. Talk to the roommates. If you have no one, just go outside on the balcony, stand and look outside. It is very weird. It is very weird. I came across a tweet very recently. It said, so there are two people in a coffee shop, and the person who is tweeting is looking at the other person and is telling that I am looking at a person who is not reading a newspaper, not looking at his phone, not looking outside, just sipping coffee. How frequently does it happen? That man was not looking at his phone, not reading a newspaper, not looking outside anywhere, just sitting there and sipping coffee. Those days are gone now. So that last one is not possible. People will call you mad, but you got to do it. Alright, breakfast, skip it, is what we believe in. But it is certainly not possible for everyone to have a breakfast who don't live in a house. But just eat anything. Stop while you're on your way to office. Stop. Eat, even if it's oily. Poha is a very good filling and a very good breakfast, but it may not help you in some time. But just eat anything if it's oily. If not, at least drink a lot of water. We all know what harm body can undergo if you don't have breakfast every day. But drinking a lot of water sometimes helps because it kills all the gases inside your stomach. So why are we even talking about these things? Because these things are the things which happen to us before we come to work. And if these things are not satisfied or done incorrectly, they carry forward all throughout the day and you will end up being tired at the end of the day. Right? So breakfast. Commute. Very important. Everyone has their own problems during commute. The first point what it says is just let him go. It means you're just driving and someone is trying to cut you. Just let him go, man. Just let him go, because you try not to let him go, he will try to cut you. You again try not to let him go and he'll try to cut you. And that builds the ego. It builds the ego and you'll get into a fight. Is it worth the fight? It's a nothing. It's a nothing which will spoil your mood all day. Life is too short. Just say the word and move on. That is 9 characters and my word actually fits there. So just say the word. Just say the word. Gali do usko aur khatam karo. Khatam. That's how you should live. It is very short, man. Life is very short. You have no time to fight. If you are a car driver, leave space between 2 cars so that a 2-wheeler can pass by. You are doing a favor to someone else which is making you happy. You are just doing a favor to someone else. Car chala hai, just leave a space. एक 2-wheeler निकल गया, what happens? एक 2-wheeler निकल गया, इसको लगा वो निकल गया, मैं जाने नहीं दूंगा इसको, तो आगे निकल गया, पीछे वाला अटक गया. वो उसको गाली देगा, ये उसको गाली देगा, खत्म. It is not worth. The point is it is not worth. And the whole day you will have a bad mood. It is not worth. The car driver anyways doesn't have a chance. What's the point going ahead? Don't honk. Very difficult. It actually shows the maturity level of the driver who honks. You let a child, or not child, maybe a person less than 20 years of age drive a vehicle, he'll just keep honking all the time. He'll just show off, "Arey main horn wala, bhari bhari." So that's it. No, it is true. It is the maturity level of the driver who honks. But some people are idiots, they deserve the honk. Honk there, it is fine. But unless they deserve it, just don't honk. It doesn't make sense. Take a different route to office. Every day we take the same route. And we know that udhar utna traffic rahega ye time pe, I know. But take a different route, you will feel different. You have just explored something new. Be nice to a pedestrian. These are something we already know. But these things will help you stay happy throughout the day. You be nice to a pedestrian. The pedestrian won't give a look to you. You won't give a look to the pedestrian. But inside, within you, you will feel happy that I have done nice to somebody today. It will make your day. And for our next question, what are the order of reasons for most accidents and quarrels on the road? It's in the order. Can you order them? Ego, absent-minded driver, reckless and underage driving, and poor visibility. Accidents will happen for all the 4 reasons. We'll have to just order of which one takes the most priority.
Absent-minded driver.
Okay.
Ego.
Okay.
Reckless.
Okay. The list I have extracted it from some source. First comes ego. Ego is the first one. Ego, because like I said, the ego develops from the time you start the eye contact with the other driver. It happens. उसके साथ आंख मिलाया, मतलब इसने कुछ तो गलती किया, हो गई, वो आएगा कट मारेगा, तुम कट मारोगे. So it is just not accidents, it is also the quarrels of the road. So आगे जाके लड़ाई करेंगे, ट्रैफिक जाम करेंगे. Worth it when you are coming to office. You don't even know the person you are quarreling to. It's not worth. Second comes absent-minded driver. Person holding a mobile phone or having some other tension in his mind. Right? then comes poor lighting, and last is the reckless and underage driving. That thing has reduced, I guess. The reckless and underage driving has reduced now. So poor visibility at nights, it makes a lot of accidents. Anyway, okay. So so we woke up. We started music. We came to. We had breakfast. Then we traveled. We came to office. Work. The problems we have: ego between our members, client problems, and code not compiling. So, ego, we can do nothing. See, nothing can be done for ego and client problems. It is not possible. You will have ego. We are humans. We will have ego between us, and we'll always keep competing. And that's in a way, sometimes it is useful also, because if you have that competition, you keep up with the pace. Okay, code not compiling. This is a big thing. So code not compiling, you pull your hairs out, which is not worth at that time. So you take a break. So the only solution to the code not compiling thing is take a break. Period. It's a solution. This is a verbatim of a psychology professor from University of Illinois. He says deactivating and reactivating your goals allows you to stay focused. He said, from a practical standpoint, our research suggests that when we faced with long tasks, such as studying before a final exam or doing your taxes, it is best to impose brief breaks on yourself. Brief mental breaks will actually help you stay focused on your task. This is not something I am saying. This is a psychology professor from a research institute. Okay, scientific importance of taking breaks. They keep us from getting bored. Like I said, the brain actually, even if you're trying to focus on a particular thing, you cannot ignore the person who just went beside you. It will scan it, it will tell you that there is a person who went beside you, and you know the person. If you know the person, it will tell you the name and everything. You cannot just stop it to focus on just one thing. So it is made for distractions. It cannot be made to focus on just one thing, that I have to do this and cannot look on the other side. It will scan the other things. You can listen voices of people talking behind you, and you can see people walking beside you. You cannot focus all the time. So it keeps us from getting bored. If you're focusing on just one thing, then you'll get bored after some time. So if you take a break, it keeps us from getting bored. Okay, help us with one thing. Just one moment. Okay, so the brain, so-called brain, is actually having two modes. There is a focused mode and a diffused mode. So in the focused mode, you try to concentrate on one thing, and you focus a lot, put most of the brain's energy into that focused mode, into the thing you're focusing, and you get the job done. And there is a diffused mode where you're doing nothing. So like when you're taking a walk, or while you're taking a shower, it's in your diffused mode. So researchers have proved that the diffused mode actually solves most trickiest problems in your brain. The focus mode definitely does the thing because you're focused. But the diffuse mode actually helps you solve 70% of the trickiest tasks of the brain. So we cannot ignore that diffuse mode. So the moment when you take a break, what you try is you try to move your brain from the focus mode to a diffuse mode. And in the diffuse mode, how many times has it happened to any of you? So you are stuck in a problem and you are not able to get out because you are in the focus mode, and you drank a lot of water, you need to visit the washroom. You go to the washroom, you come back and your problem is solved because the problem clicks in the washroom. Why? Because at that time you are not connected, you are out of your focus mode. You are inside your diffuse mode where the problem is solved. And it happens not to just the software employees, it happens to everyone. Right?
Also, like, because we stress our eyes a lot, while working, because computers are a normal thing for us.
Correct.
So research says that like when we are glued into the computer, we blink our eyes only 5 times per minute,
Okay.
which is normally like 20 to 25 times, which causes our eyes to get dry.
Okay.
So it is important, like when you take breaks. So recently, because I got specs because of the screen glare. This is what the doctor told me.
Okay.
So during the break, it's important to like purposely blink your eyes so that it becomes a habit.
Okay. Okay. But it is in the conscious world, when we are totally wired or glued into the thing we are doing, it is practically not possible to do it. So there are for you to tell your brain that you have to take a break, you get a clue. You get a clue that your problem is not getting solved. It is time that you leave your chair. You leave your chair, go somewhere out, come back within a few moments, and it probably will solve.
So this also just means maybe taking a walk and coming back?
Of course, we'll discuss this, we'll come back to that. Okay, so the brain actually wasn't developed for extended focus. So the moment you think that there is, you're stressing a lot on a problem, it is a hint that your brain wasn't developed for doing that. You have to take a break. And once your brain goes into that mode, it will solve for you. Okay, so the third point, what it says is help us re-evaluate our goals. Whenever you started a job, you wrote the code, it is almost about to compile, but it is not compiling. You're not sure what the problem is. You're debugging, and it's still not working. We go to the washroom, and we think that really is it necessary? It re-evaluates our goals. It tells you that really am I taking the right step? Oh, it was just joining those two strings and it would have done. I am just putting it in a for loop and I'm just doing it. Is it really necessary? You come back and you solve it. So it helps us re-evaluate our goals as well. Coming back to your point, it is not very easy to tell ourselves that it is time for a break. So there are these 4 techniques how to schedule your breaks. The most important and the most useful and most working technique is the Pomodoro technique. That's something that Devagi has suggested to me to look at. The Pomodoro technique is nothing but you have a timer on your bench and you push the timer, it will revolve, and after a period of time it will tell you that get up. But again, we are adults. We don't need such things. I mean, they are used by adults, of course, but I think we are a judge for ourselves. We don't need such toys to solve our problems. I will go ahead and read about these techniques there. If they are useful, they might be useful. So Pomodoro technique, there is a 90-minute work block. It is work for a 1.5 hour, take a half hour break. Then there is 50 to 17 method, I'm not sure what it is, and 2 15-minute break. I'm not sure again. Alright, what can you do during a break? Play a game. Play a game. Again, you have to play a game which is strategic. You cannot play a game which is completely brain dead. You cannot play Snake. If you play Snake, you will keep thinking about the problem and you will play Snake. It is a brain dead game. You have to play a game which is strategic. Play a single player game. Play a good game. We have everyone has an Android phone or an iPhone. We have good games in our mobile. Download. Talk shit with your colleague from another project. You will not talk to the person of the same project because you will discuss the same thing again. Just get up from your chair, go to the other project's area, talk to them. Go for a smoke. If you don't smoke, go with them who is smoking. Take a power nap. The power nap, the very interesting thing with power nap is it just refreshes your mind. Even if it is for 10 minutes after lunch, or when you think that I'm sleepy, I just go to the washroom, wash my face, come back. It doesn't happen. It cannot work like that. You have to be completely cold-minded. Only then you can concentrate on things. Power nap helps you switch off your brain for that moment and turn it on again. So What's the help of a power nap? There is a study with pilots who are on a very long journey, like a 16-hour or an 18-hour flight from India to US. The pilot who took a 30-minute power nap got a 16% boost in his reflexes. So he could react to his reflexes with a 16% boost. And the pilot who didn't take a power nap over that 18 hours of period, he got, I don't have the percentiles written, but a significant reduction in his reflexes percentile. So power nap helps a lot. Leave it and do it tomorrow. I think everyone is a judge of themselves. Can you tell me how many times the code didn't work when you are leaving for home, and the next morning you come, you just do a simple change and it works? It happened with everyone, I guess. Right? You have to just disconnect. It is you. The moment you are leaving the office, you are thinking that I have to go home, I have to attend to something else, and you cannot get it done. So just leave it, do it tomorrow. And see, again, it is software. It is not difficult. It will happen anyway. So why dimag tayo magkaparehas? It's not worth. Go on Twitter or Reddit. It is not advice, but it is one of the techniques you can do in the break if you don't feel like getting up from your chair. Because again, you will come back to the tab anyway where you were doing your stuff and you will get glued to it. Hydrate yourself. You know what are the benefits of drinking water. Drinking water actually increases your concentration also, because it somehow does something and it is good. Take a walk. Coming back to your point. Take a walk. Go down, go alone. Preferably don't carry your phone. Or carry your phone, put it off. WhatsApp off at least. Put a gaane lagao. Take a walk. Take a walk. See, this is the diagram of, if you're sitting idle, quietly not thinking anything, then this is the diagram of the brain. It is a CT scan. CT scan, I think, written it down. It's called computerized thermography. CT stands for computerized thermography. Thermography is nothing but the imaging of the heat in the brain. So this is something that the brain wasn't heated, and this is when you came back after a walk. You have this red patch which actually is making you think. So it is inducing the blood flow inside your body to your brain and making you think. So this is nothing but a 20-minute walk. You can just walk across the office, go down, no one. I don't think anyone will tell you something for having a walk. Alright. Eating is very important, because if you are not satisfied with what your stomach is asking, then you are irritated. You are really irritated and you cannot concentrate. And welcome the noise. So we usually wear a headphone to get glued to something, and the moment we think that we're not able to do it, put your headphone out and let people come and talk to you. There is always a conversation behind you which is going on. Participate in that conversation. Talk to them and just get disconnected. These are ways to get disconnected and do what the things you can do in your brain. Alright. Another question. Major reason why employees are afraid to take a break. Do you think? For people who cannot see, the first option is they think it is not useful. Second, manager is watching. Third, not interested. Fourth, they are focused, dedicated, and strictly work full 8 hours.
Hands down way.
Okay, the answer is they are focused, dedicated. No, I'm kidding. It is manager is watching. So if it is the reason, and I'm fortunate we don't have that practice here in college at least. So manager is watching is the reason why people don't take breaks. The moment you get up from your chair, you go out, there is someone from your team who watched you walk, and there is one informer in the team always, who is like the favorite guy to the manager, and he's like, he's off for a long time. So those stuff, and you know what to do when such things are there. Maybe it's not the right place for you. Okay. Alright, end your work day right. this is very important again. If you end it on a bad note or end it in the middle of something, then you will keep thinking about it till you sleep. So, thinking about it while you sleep is bad, of course, but it is very bad while you drive. So you cannot be absent-minded when you drive. So if you succeed with the problem and that it is just an hour to leave, just end your session. If you still have an hour, just browse Facebook or whatever. Don't take a new task. If you take a new task, you won't be able to complete, then it will spoil your day. So ending your work is also very important. Alright, enough download. We already know what these things are. But again, it is temporary memory. We are hearing it for just 30 minutes. It won't go into your thing, and you will forget it the next morning you wake up. That is tomorrow. But you won't forget it if you reward yourself. What do you mean by reward yourself? You come to the office, follow those one of the rules. Don't honk for a day. If you didn't honk for a day, buy yourself a good headphone. You already have things lined up in your to-buy list. Put a goal against them. I didn't honk today, so I'll buy a headphone today. And second thing, talk to people about it. The reason I'm speaking today is tomorrow my colleagues will hold me responsible if I don't do this. So you talk to people, and the more you talk, the thing will come into you. So a man is but the product of his thoughts. So what you think, what you talk, is what you become. That is the thing. Thank you. Any questions? Connect me on Twitter. We can still take questions. We have a lot of time. There is snacks available. there are sandwiches here.
Yes.
Yeah, there are sandwiches available in the thing. But before we leave, do you think this was useful?
Yes, it is.
We already know such things, but we don't practice. We really don't practice. And see, the last slide was about you have to practice. And if you spread the word, just tell it to people, tell it to your colleagues when you go tomorrow. If you tell them, you will remember. And do you think any of these were difficult to follow? Because meditation and all, for people like us, it is not possible. We are very busy in our schedule. Of course, if you can do meditation, get into that 1%. It is the awesome thing. It is a period. That's it. But if you can't, these are not very difficult things to do. Everyone thinks it is useful.
Yes.
Just let's not forget this. And tomorrow, my colleagues, please remind me that I should also follow that thing. So yeah, there's another thing. We have our annual conference which is called Expert Talks 2016. There was an Expert Talks 2015 which happened last year, and this time we have it in the West End. It's a complete technology agile transformation conference. So yeah, just subscribe to that if you're interested. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.